Hello, and welcome to another vlog. I hope everyone enjoyed their long weekend. I certainly did. Anyway, this week's topic is amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or ALS. As usual, I will be releasing a video on Thursday in which I talk more about what ALS is, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see that video. But today I want to do something different. Instead of talking about ALS itself, I'd like to talk about the late Stephen Hawking, who, as most of you probably know, lived with a form of ALS and passed away last month. His funeral was actually this past Saturday. So first I'd like to talk a little bit about Stephen Hawking's life and his career, and then I'd like to talk a little bit about one of his theories, his most famous theory in particular. So Stephen Hawking was born on January 8th, 1942 in Oxford, England, exactly 300 years after the death of Galileo. And he attended both the University of Oxford and the University of Cambridge, where he devoted his life to the study of the universe. In 1974, he proposed probably his most famous theory, Blackhole Theory, and his theory of Hawking radiation, which is one of the things that he is most well known for. In 1988, he published his best-selling book, A Brief History of Time, which I'm sure most of you watching have heard of. If you're like me, you probably haven't read it, but I'm sure you know what it is. And over the course of Stephen Hawking's life, he published numerous books and papers. He rose to rock star fame and appeared on many television shows, including Star Trek: The Next Generation, The Simpsons, and The Big Bang Theory. He received numerous awards and a lot of recognition. He was portrayed in many television shows and movies. So he was someone who was very well known. And by all accounts, Stephen Hawking was a very kind, very intelligent man with a great sense of humor. There's a lot of stories online about some of the things that he did that people thought were really funny and very memorable. And a lot of the great things that he's done. He was both an advocate for the scientific community as well as an advocate for the disabled community. And whenever Stephen Hawking was asked what it was like to live with a disability, he would always respond that it gave him a lot of time to think. And I really like this response because it shows that he didn't let his disability define him, and neither should we. Everyone has different abilities, and it's not our abilities that define us, but it's what we do with those abilities. In Stephen Hawking's case, he was very intelligent, and he used that intelligence to help further our understanding of the universe, and that's how he should be remembered. So now I'd like to talk a little bit about some of Stephen Hawking's theories, particularly his theory on Hawking radiation. Now keep in mind that I am not a physicist, so my knowledge of the universe is minimal, so hopefully what I say will be accurate, but this is just meant as a brief overview of his theories. Now, before we talk about black hole theory and Hawking radiation, we need to talk about something called virtual particles. Now, virtual particles are essentially a pair of oppositely charged particles that pop in and out of existence. Of course, this is all theoretical. Now, Stephen Hawking theorized that when these virtual particles appear near the event horizon of a black hole, one of the particles, the negatively charged particle, would enter the black hole and the positively charged particle would escape. And through this process, the black hole would lose a very minuscule amount of its mass. Now, obviously, one particle does not weigh very much, so the black hole wouldn't lose a lot of mass from losing just one particle. But this process, which occurs almost instantaneously, would continue for billions of years, during which time the black hole would continue to lose mass until it completely ran out of mass and would then evaporate out of existence. Now, the energy escaping these black holes, Hawking referred to as Hawking radiation. So when you hear that term, that's basically what they're referring to, is energy escaping from a black hole. Now, obviously, there are some holes in this theory, but for the most part, Stephen Hawking did a great job of addressing those issues with some of his other theories. I'm going to include some links in the description where you can learn more about Stephen Hawking and his life's work, which I do encourage you to check out. I think, it's very interesting to look into. I hope that you find what I talked about today as interesting as I did. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and also like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on Thursday.